Hey guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. This is Gurunatha, and today in this video we will understand checkpoints in SSIS. So, checkpoints are opposite of transaction. Let's understand with a better example. So for that, let me just open up my Paint here so you can see that now. So suppose we enable the transaction at the sequence container level, means at the parent level. So definitely all this component will become the child for this parent container, that is the sequence container. Now what does the transaction says? The group of the components which are part of that transaction either should pass, either all should pass, or either if any one or two component fails, then the entire transaction fails. If suppose my transaction fails here at this level, then the entire transaction will get rolled back. Components which are connected to the data warehouse table, those components have to roll back the data, or I will say they have to roll back the uncommitted data, because here in this case when we enable the transaction, the data is not get committed, the data is uncommitted only. So that uncommitted data have to be rolled back if any one transaction fails here. So in simple words, if all the component passes, then we can say that a particular transaction has been executed successfully. So if any one component fails to execute successfully, then we can say that my entire transaction is failed. So if my entire transaction is failed, then whatever the uncommitted data is there, those components have to roll back that uncommitted data. Okay, so now this is the example for transaction. Now let's take the same example for checkpoints also. Now previously I said that checkpoints are opposite of transaction. So why they are opposite of transaction? Let me make you understand with this same example. Now here in this case my entire transaction restarts if any one component fails. Suppose if my component fails here, then the entire package restarts with all the components, that is this component again, this component, you know. So if suppose you have fixed the error here, then my entire transaction restarts again when you restart your package. Okay, but in the checkpoints the package is not going to start from the zero, that is this point. So the package will start from the where the package has been failed, means the point of failure it is going to get resumed. So here the package is not going to restart, unlike in the transaction the package is restarted from the point 0. No, here it will not happen like that. Here the package will resume from the point of failure. So here from here. Okay, so if you restart your package, the package will start from here at this point. Okay, so it means that this will not execute second time, this will also not execute second time, this will execute second time if you fix this issue, and this will execute after that. So this is why I have told that checkpoints are opposite of transaction. Okay, so here in this case, if you want to understand more about transaction in SSIS, so for the same I have created a complete dedicated video on transaction with a step-by-step example. You can go and watch that video. So the link of that video I am going to provide in the below description box of this video. Now here in this video we will focus only on checkpoints. So for the same what we will do, let's go to our Visual Studio. Let's understand checkpoints with a proper example. Before I go and start my example, I request you that please like this video, and if you are new to my channel, then please subscribe to my channel, because your one like and one subscribe keeps me motivated to create more such technical videos on MSBI. Now without wasting any time further, let's get started with the practical demonstration on checkpoints. So for the same, let me just open up my Visual Studio here. So there you go. So here you can see that we have an example here for the checkpoints. So what we are doing here, so let me make you understand. So we are using the execute SQL task component here to insert one record. So let me just show you my expression, and here you can see that this is the insert statement. You can see that. So here I'm inserting the package ID and the package name with the date and a message saying that a package is started. Okay, and the same we are using here also in this executive SQL task. So let me just open here. So let's go to the expression, and here I just say the message as package ended here. Can you see that? Yeah, with the same information again to the same table I'm inserting a record one more time here. Okay, so let me make it this cancel, and here we are doing a simple ETL process where we are extracting the data from the flat file source and we are loading it to the destination. Let's see the table. So this is the table where I am inserting the record. You can see that ETL table customer. Okay, and these are the records where we are fetching it from the CSV file. Okay, so let me make it this cancel, and here we have the script task for sending the success mail. Right now I have not written any script to send the mail. In case if you want to understand that how to send mails using the script task component, so for the same I have created the dedicated video. So link of that video I am going to share in the below description box of this video, so you can go and watch that video and you can understand it very easily. Right now our focus is to understand checkpoints in this video. Okay, so this is the example what we have for the checkpoints here. Now before you go and enable the checkpoints, please keep this in mind that the transaction should be disabled in this package if you want to enable the checkpoints, because checkpoints are opposite of transaction. So in case if your transaction is enabled here, you have to disable it, then only you can enable the checkpoints. So for example, if I select my sequence container here and if I go to my properties, you can see that my transaction is disabled here. Okay, now let's go and enable the checkpoints. To enable the checkpoints, we need to right click on the control flow and we need to say properties, and here on the top you can find property called checkpoints. You can see that. Okay, so here you can see that we need to provide the checkpoint file name. That is the first option what we need to set it if you want to enable the checkpoints. And the second point is that we need to set the checkpoint usage as if exist. And the third setting what we need to do, that we need to set the flag for the save checkpoints, that is from the false to true here. Okay, so these are the settings we need to do in case if you want to enable the checkpoints. Now let's go and do the setting for the checkpoint file name. So what I will do here, I will go here and let me go to my checkpoint folder. Here I am going to create the XML file. So I will say checkpoint.xml. So in this file all the information will be loaded here. So what information? That is the entire package information along with the component package IDs and the package information will be loaded into this XML file. In case if the error happens, then only the records will be loaded into this checkpoint.xml file. If there is no error in the package, then this file won't be exist. So what I mean by that, so in case if we don't have any error here, this file will be automatically get deleted. If there is error, then only you will find this file in your folder. Okay, so I will say open here right now. Okay, and here I'm going to say the checkpoint usage as if exist, and here I will say the save checkpoints flag as true. Okay, so this is how we need to make the settings in order to enable the checkpoints in your package. There is one more setting that we need to do at the component level. Right now you can see that we have the 5 components including the sequence container. So if I select on the execute SQL task and if I go to the properties, you can see that there is a property called fail package on failure. So right now you can see this flag is set it to false. We need to make it to true here. So whatever components are present in this package where you have enabled the checkpoints, all those components have to be set that property to true. That is the fail package on failure. That property you need to set it to true. So for example, I can easily select all the components like this. You can see that I can go to the properties and here I can make it to true here. Okay, So what will happen with that property? So if I make that property true, it means that if any component fails, okay, suppose this component fails here, then automatically it will fail the package also. If my package fails, so automatically the XML file will be created, okay, and in that XML file all the package information will be written into that XML file, okay. Again I am repeating that the XML file will only get generated if my package fails anywhere, okay, and in that XML file all the package information will be written, okay. So where the fail happened, till what point the components has run successfully, all those information will be loaded into that, okay. Now suppose if I fix this issue, now the error has happened here, so the XML file has been generated. Now the second time what I did, I have fixed the issue, whatever the error was there, I have fixed this issue, and when I again rerun this package, so my package will not start from the starting point, but my package will resume from the point of the failure. Means if my package is failed here, then again my package will resume from here only. If suppose my package executes successfully, then that XML file which was generated, okay, previously, that XML file will automatically get deleted, okay, in case if my package execution gets successfully executed. Now let's see this same example live with the demonstration. So what I will do, so let me just run this package now. Before I go and run the package, let me create an error here. So for that, let me double click here, let me go to the expression, and let me go here and let me copy this. So here again I'm going to put one more inverted commas, okay. So let me copy this, so there you go, there you go, okay. Definitely my package will fail here, okay. So let me just start and run this package. So I will say start. So there you go, you can see that my package execution is failed here, you can see that, right. So let me just stop this. Now let me go to my folder. As you can see that we have the XML file here, and in this file we have some written information here, you can see that. So let me just open that written information. So I will say open with the WordPad. So there you go, you can see that here we have the complete package information. Now you can check this package ID, that is this one. So this package ID you will find here, you know. So if I go to the property, you can see that, okay. So let me just minimize this. Can you see that 08F9F, you can see that, right. Now let me also show you what is this package ID information. So for that, let's go here to the sequence container and let's check that. So it is 46B. Can you see that in the second line we have this 46B21A89. Can you see that? And we also have the package ID of the failure. You can see that this is the failure package ID. So for that, let me just select the execute SQL task and let me go to the property 0BFFC. So you can see that 0BFFC76E6. So this is where our package has been failed, and after that you can see that there is no package ID information written here, that is this package ID information, which is this one. So you can see that 28BD. So this information you will not find here. Can you see that? So at the point of the failure, till that point only this XML file has been written, okay. Now let me fix this issue and let me run this package again, okay. Now you can see that we have this XML file. Now what I will do, let me just fix this issue. So what I will do, let me go to the expression again, and here let me just remove this. I will say okay, I will say okay, and I will say okay. Now you will see from where my package will resume. Definitely I am expecting that my package should resume from the point of the failure, that is at this point, okay. So I will say start the package again. So definitely I am expecting that my package should resume from here. So there you go, you can see that the mail has been sent successfully. Now you can see that only this one and this one has been executed, okay. Now let me just stop this and let's go to the folder. You can see that my checkpoint.xml file has been deleted automatically, okay. So you can see that my package has started running from here only, because till this point there was an error, and you can see that the second time when we ran this package again, this one and even this one has not run, because this was already executed previously. My package has resumed from here only, that is from this script task component only. So now let me also open up my SQL Server table and let me show you the inserted record. So that is, in this table we have inserted the 2 records. You can see that here, that is in the package info. The same we have inserted here with the flag called package ended. You can see that, right? So let's open the table and let's see the output. So there you go, you can see that we have the package ID, we have the package name, we have the running date. You can see that today's date, right? And here you can see that the package has been started and one more record has been inserted, that is the package ended. And you can see that the second time we run the package, but this package started has not been inserted here for the second time. So it means that it is proved that from the point of the failure only the checkpoint has started the package. Okay, now this is the benefit of having, or I will say this is the benefit of enabling the checkpoints in your package. Okay, so either you can use checkpoints. So if you are using checkpoints, then disable the transaction, and in case if you are using the transaction, then disable the checkpoints. Any one you can use in your package, but for my take, it is very good practice if you enable the checkpoints in your package. Okay, sometimes depending on the scenario you can also use the transactions also. Okay, even the transaction is more beneficial when it comes to the different scenarios. Okay, so now this is all about the checkpoints in SSIS. I hope you like this video. If you really like this video, then give us a big thumbs up, and if you are new to my channel, then please requesting you to subscribe to my channel, because your one like and one subscribe keeps me motivated to create more technical videos on MSBI. And in case if you have any doubts and any queries regarding this video, then please post your doubts and queries in the below comment section of this video. I will be very happy to solve your doubts and queries. So thank you very much and happy learning.